same people, that same foundation has put together a project called Project Esther. Project Esther. And interestingly, we don't see the same kind of media backlash. We don't see the same people who are calling out Project 2025 calling out Project Esther. Why? Because Project Esther is all about how to eliminate pro-Palestinian activism in the United States as a whole. As a whole. So not even just on the college campuses, overall. Trump has already said that on day one he's going to pull the federal funding for any university that allows pro-Palestinian protesting or pro-Palestinian professors as activists on campus pull their federal funding. Trump has already said that he wants to do that on day one. But this Project Esther has a in-depth plan that they've published on how they want to eliminate anti-Semitism in the United States. And if you go to MuslimSkeptic.com, the feature story right now is on Project Esther, the Zionist plan to silence Palestine activism. So this is an article written by Cryptocranium. Our brother took the time to analyze, to go through Project Esther and at the Heritage Foundation and give a summary of it and analyze it. So check it out on MuslimSkeptic.com. But, you know, this is something very alarming because this plan is basically an all-out blitz. They want to activate their networks in government, obviously, but also in the legal field. They want to activate their networks in media, on academia, in social media, tech, finance, everything activated for this, what they considered an existential threat, because they were shaken over the past year. These Zionists were shaken in the sense that the pro-Palestinian activists have turned the public, the American public, increasingly against the state of Israel. And that's the danger, because Israel's support is what allows the Israeli government to survive, and that Zionist regime to survive. It's because of U.S. backing. If the U.S. public doesn't support Israel, then that's an existential threat to the Zionist state, the Zionist project. So we have to make sure that the pro-Palestinian movement is neutralized. How do we do that? Well, here's a huge plan. Key takeaways: America's virulently anti-Israel, anti-Zionist, and anti-American pro-Palestinian movement is part of a global Hamas support network. That's the key linchpin of all of this, is anything that is pro-Palestinian, you designate as Hamas support network. And they have to do this. This is the key linchpin. Their whole plan requires this key move. Why? Because Hamas is a designated terror organization. And as such, the U.S. government can take legal action, and even the private sector can take legal action to debank, to bring criminal charges, to put all kinds of restrictions on organizations or individuals that are seen as providing material support for a terror organization like Hamas. So what they want to do is expand the definition of Hamas, expand the definition of what counts as support for Hamas, so that all of these organizations, all of these Muslim groups or Arab groups or social justice groups can be labeled as Hamas, the Hamas support network. And once you have precedent for that in the court of law, then it's open season, basically. You are going to create a pall of silence, because all of these groups are going to shut their mouths and not express support for Palestine or criticism of Israel for fear of getting prosecuted or getting their charity status, their nonprofit status revoked by the government. They're also going to be worried about their ability to travel, their ability to do banking, their ability to process credit cards, their position in social media. If what Elon Musk said when it comes to free speech, his free speech policy on X or Twitter, is that as long as it's not against the law, as long as you don't break the law, you can say whatever you want on my platform. Now, we know that that's not true. We know that he censors all kinds of pro-Palestinian content. But the way that they want to do it, the Zionists are wanting to make it so that anyone who advocates for Palestine and against Israel is going to be considered a terrorist or terrorist supporter, terrorist adjacent, part of this support network. That's going to become policy. That's going to be the law of the land. And Elon is going to have the mandate to shut down all of those accounts. They already are going to ban TikTok. Legally, they've already banned TikTok, and they've just given a deadline for TikTok to meet certain requirements to sell TikTok to these American investors, to lose control of TikTok. But the point is that then you close off the remaining loopholes for people to advocate against Israel. You create this censorship wall where you can't be pro-Palestinian on any social media platform because the law has deemed it to be hate, anti-Semitic hate. That social media, you have the college campuses locked down. Obviously, mainstream media was never pro-Palestinian, so you don't have to worry about that. So yeah, you've basically neutralized the pro-Palestinian movement in this way, and this is how they're describing it in Project Esther. So